Okay, everybody. I have figured out how we kill Amras. We kill him with aqua aerobics. That's definitely the play, because he's got the sleeping virus flower. So, if we were to come over here to Amras, who's 15, super insane, he's got 4 survival. Which is good. Goodish. We need him to roll poorly in aqua aerobics. Because he needs either a 1 through 7 like 4 times in a row. Because we basically want him to drown. Because I don't think in Warm Virus you get any of the fighting arts, so we would basically waste the legendary lungs. Sacrifice I'm willing to take for a 1-year-old bowmaster with great stats. Yeah, legendary lungs would be good for the butcher, I think. But that's about it. Secret fighting art, so it's always good. But we're getting close to our nemesis encounters, so we want everybody to be tuned up real well. Oh, they gain all the guests' fighting arts. Oh my gosh, so if we happened to get legendary lungs, he'd get that too. Totally worth it. Don't forget, we also got Clan of Death, so intimacy situations would be really smart to do this year. Produce somebody real strong, and then purify them. Although it's not super necessary, we got 4 really good survivors. What would end up happening is our newborn with the Clan of Death stats and purified would probably end up taking Zachary's spot, realistically. Because Zachary's a ton of fun, but he's not super strong. So, let's work on killing Amaras real quick. So we're going to send Amaras to Aqua Aerobics. So he's going to underwater train and either gain legendary lungs and then die, or die. It's not too big of a deal. Let's see what we got here. He's got 4 survival, by the way. Okay, so a 6 is spend a survival to hold your breath and roll again. If you can't, you drown. So now he's down to 3 survival. Down to 2 survival. Keep it low. Keep it low. Okay, down to 1 survival left. Just roll a 1. Okay, he's got no survival left. So a 1 through 7 kills him here. And he's got the sleeping virus flower. 1 through 7, he's dead. 6. Okay. Spend a survival to hold your breath and roll again. If you can't, your lungs fill with water and you drown. So Amaras is dead. And we get that endeavor back. Feels very sickening to kill somebody on purpose. But a warm virus means he's nominated over here. Let me read. What does it say? To the timeline next year. Shoot. Nope. We started right at noon, Mr. Bill. So he's dead, but we have to add it to the timeline next year. So we won't actually get to do this till next year. A warm virus and Amaras is the host. But we did successfully kill him, so for once that's pretty much what we wanted to do. So Amaras is dead. And somebody will definitely be taking over his area. So Panfry is still working on shield. Tarna. Yellow is not much. Zachary is just Zachary. I mean, you're confused? So last stream we didn't finish the settlement event. So I'm just polishing that up, Bill. That's all. Zachary's old, but decent to use, so probably Call is going to take over for the Bowman next year. But let's do some intimacy since we have Clan of Death and get a couple juiced survivors just to see if we can make somebody even better. So if we go to the Sacred Pool, once per settlement phase, the settlement drinks the oil that builds on the surface of the pool to trigger intimacy. So yeah, we fought the level 3 Flower Knight last stream. So we'll have Zachary be the father and Yellow, Zachary and Tarna. No, Tarna's just too risky. Zachary, we'll do Zachary and Yellow. That's fine. So we'll spend one to automatically trigger intimacy on this table, which is great. We roll 2 dice, pick the lowest, because we're survival of the fittest. So 4, and then I think we get +2. Yep, +1 for each parent that's purified. They're both purified. Right? Yep. So 6. Ooh, 7 would have been better. So just +1 population. Looks like we're short males, so Loris, that'll work. Parents are Zachary. So this is the problem with resetting proficiencies. Zachary and Yellow. I don't really care for Qatar. I would rather them have Axe. But because he's an Axe Master, but I can't give him that proficiency point. Can I? Can I give him... I feel like I should be able to give him half the Axe Mastery. That's stupid. That feels dumb to me. But he gets so much stuff when he comes out of here. I'm going to give it to him for now. But if it ends up being super wrong, we can change it. So I'm going to create him and give him half Axe Mastery. So he's coming out 1 accuracy, 3 strength, 2 evasion. And he is born as a tinker, so he needs to roll on that insight table. And either get us an endeavor back, free intimacy chain, or a permanent attribute would be cool. Okay. So a 10 is a permanent strength. Just a little bit stronger. We should purify him. And hopefully, if we could get him a luck after he's purified, he would take over the bow, probably. Just because he's so strong. Not that it would matter. He could take over Zachary's gear grid, too, because he's so strong. Zachary's offspring, that would be kind of poetic. So let's purify him. So we'll spend 2. Spend 2 on old Loris. And then to purify, so he gets the purified ability. He's purified. He gains the overprotective disorder. And rolls a d10. We really need an 8+ here to pull a luck out of this. If we yanked a luck here, that would be huge. Ooh, 1 short, right? Roll a d10 on 8+. gain a permanent attribute of your choice. Otherwise, we gain a strength or accuracy. Yes, episode 17. That is correct, Bill. So he's already got 4 strength. How's the accuracy with what he's gonna... We should probably give him an accuracy, right? Strength is so much easier to come by. Let's give him a permanent accuracy. So then he's 242. That's pretty strong. It's pretty good. So he could potentially take over Zachary's grid. Oh, you want the strength, Bill? Bill wants strength. You think it would be more valuable than accuracy? He's already got 4 strength, is all I'm thinking. If we give him, because he'll probably be swinging the counterweighted axe. So he'd be 248 or 249. I think I like the accuracy. Accuracy is a little harder to get. I agree with that. And is he actually 2 years old? Does he get born with 2 XP? He does, so we actually have to age him as well, which he could definitely get a strength from this. Permanent strength, just to make up for it, or a permanent luck. 18? That might be an accuracy. Oh no, 16 through 19 gain a permanent accuracy. Which one would we have done first? Well, that's okay. We'll just stick with it. I don't regret the decision. Now he's just super accurate. It's good to have accuracy. But that is definitely Kingdom Death for you right there. It's not wasted. It's just... He's very accurate. He's very precise, this guy. No fooling around. Okay, so we can't take Loris. We will be taking Zachary, because why not? He's better than not. We just need a 4th to go. We need a 4th to go, and this 4th needs to take over... Let's see which gear grid. We need a 4th that can take over the green gear grid, which we could absolutely take yellow. They just may not stay in that position long term, but that's fine. They've already been working on Scythe. They might as well go. Now what we need from Dragon King, obviously, is that stupid cabled vein. So we'll definitely want to take... Bandages are not nearly as necessary in this fight. So for Zachary's grid, let's swap those bandages out with the scavenger kit. Okay, that's still in there. Good, good, good. So everything else should still be good from him. The 2 evasion, departing survival, excellent. Okay. So, and then pan fries. We should take some founding stones. I want to save 1 founding stone for the hand. Do we only fight the hand once? The hand level 3, because he has 1 card that if you crit it, it could end the fight immediately. And if that happens to work out, I feel like we have to save it for that just in case. So we'll do Kingsman. Yes, we only fight the hand once, so we need to save 1 founding stone, I think. But if we don't have room for him, then we don't have room for him. It's fine. So let's check out Panfry's grid, make sure that all lines up. They're chasing down Shield Mastery. Vespertine Bow is stupidly accurate and strong in their hands. But they only have... Oh, they have 3 luck. Plus the Deadly Bow, which is 4 luck. We need to get them the Lucky Stone. Do we have one? We do. Can we get that in their gear grid here? No. Not really. We don't have any right-facing blues. Oh, but it doesn't... It doesn't have to connect, though. So we could remove something from this grid. We could potentially take out the cat eye circlet. Do that. We could actually, we'd need to scooch that over here. This, 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 this. That would, but that does eliminate our evasion. These don't matter. Oh no, the blues do matter. So what's more important for us? Maybe that's enough luck for now. I'm not sure how everything was before I messed with it. It goes here, here, here. There we go. Yeah, we'll hold on to that evasion. Okay, so that's fine. Panfry's still solid. And then Tarna is kind of our exception here. I think she's the one we had the luck stone on, because her halves count as wholes. Yeah, we were getting a luck from Deadly and then a luck from the stone. So if we put the stone back in there, we'll just leave the bandages on yellow, probably. So if we get the lucky charm, everything else stays the same. So we're going to just keep the permanent luck in there for the stone, and then just remember that this sword is deadly when we attack with it. Oh, it's not deadly unless we put the... Oh, no, it is, because that counts as one, that counts as one. Okay, so it is still deadly. And we get the evasion. We get 3 total evasion. She can dodge as many times as she wants. She's crazy. Yellow. Yellow's grid shouldn't have changed. She's got the bone sickle for Acanthus, but I think what we more accurately need is iron. So we should probably swap that out with the pickaxe. Leave a set of bandages because you never know, and it would be dumb to go in without one. So we don't have to take the Flower Knight badge. It's nice to have the evasion. We'll probably keep it in there. So the bone pickaxe will go in because we will need iron. We don't have any iron. If we could pick one up raw, that would be great to finish this armor set. So let me make sure this is all right. So it's got the scythe. This is not a founding stone. This is a red power core. Which just makes this guy sharp. You know what I just realized is that scythe doesn't matter, since we can't get that green anyways. So that's definitely what we want. Okay. That's pretty good looking. They don't have an armor set bonus yet. We gotta get that cabled vein. That has been devastating to us. Okay, so we still have 4 endeavors and a ton of resources, a lot of which are going to expire if we don't use them. So, these bones, you may consume and archive this during the showdown to remove all your negative attribute tokens, yada yada. Lantern Bloom, you may consume this and archive this during the showdown to gain 3 luck tokens during the showdown. So they're all consumed during the showdown. What we could do is eat or trade all of them in for generic resources. Maybe get some scrap for some iron. Let's do that. So I think that's the stone circle, right? Stone circle, harvest ritual, spend any number of monster resources to draw an equal number of basic resources. Yeah, let's do that just so that we don't lose them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No point in wasting resources, so pick this up, shuffle it. Go 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. 5. There. Now at least they're permanent. We'll trade both these in for what we need out of the organ grind, the dried acanthus. So we got 2 dried acanthuses out of that. I'll make a note of that in here. Somebody's close to needing one. Really close. Panfry's not super close. It's Tarna. Tarna needs one badly, or she'll go blind. So the luck, it's gonna have to be the luck stone. Yeah. We'll live without the bonus luck. We'll live. Because it's just the 1 luck from her sword now. But the dried acanthus is very necessary, I think. And 2 departure survival. Of course you did, Bill. It's one of my favorite tricks you've taught me. Not the only, but one of my favorite by far. The other trick that's very close to it is I used to never do rawhide armor, ever. I thought it was the biggest waste of time and resources, till I saw how valuable that reacquiring survival points can be with that. Very worth it. Almost overpowered. Alright, we'll set this to the side. This is really cool that we have it, but we're never ever going to use that. Probably won't bother with the founding stones, actually. Everybody's gear grids are looking really good. Honestly, probably won't bother with Qatar mastery and stuff anymore either. I mean, I could try to get one into Zachary's gear grid so that he could get Qatar proficient, but there's really no point. He's not going to carry 2 weapons, and he's almost gone. We're going to replace him. So we'll just let him keep what he's got there. And then I think we're pretty much ready for the hunt here. Let me take a look at mineral gathering. What do we need to really assist us? +2 if you have a sickle. +2 if you have a whip. And an almanac. So we don't have a whip, but we do have a sickle.
You have chosen wisely.
So we could ditch an evasion for a sickle if we put this after overwhelming darkness. Does it have to be on a random? No, it doesn't. On any hunt space. But we wouldn't want to go any deeper. We wouldn't want to go into Crystal Lake. It just gives us a slightly better chance of getting a pickaxe. Or an iron. Slightly better. I don't know. They're not deaf, are they? No. I don't know. The evasion's kind of nice. Where does the dragon set up? So we could put it right here, right after. Yeah, let's give it a go. We haven't tried it yet, so I'm going to move Flower Knight badge off and put the Bone Sickle in there. Yellows shouldn't be the target of many attacks anyways, you know. So, Bone Sickle. So that does... She loses her evasion there. Scythe does not count as a sickle, unfortunately. It's its own category. Alright. We haven't been using that attack pattern anyways. Okay, that's cool. That's fun. That's unique. Let's give that a try. So let me update everybody's names. So we got Panfry on the blue grid, which is normal. Tarna should be correct. Yellow should be correct. And Zachary, actually, as well. Yep. Alright, let's go ahead and set up hunt for a Dragon King level 2. If we have the option to take the extra resources, we might have to do it. We're kind of in desperation mode here. So he's on that space. We're going to put that here. Oh, and herb gathering. So we could put herb gathering on the first spot. So we're going to go ahead and depart. Oh, no, we're not. We're not even close to this yet. Sorry. I got way ahead of myself thinking it's a new episode. Let's go ahead and finish up the last settlement phase. We're all prepped to depart, but we still have 3 endeavors and some resources. We don't have to spend them, obviously, but we might as well if we can. There's nothing really we want to spend them on. We could look at upgrading, like building the blacksmith or something along those lines. Where is isn't it scrap smelting that? So we'd have to do 6 bone and 3 scrap if we wanted to build the blacksmith. Which really only, the only thing we would be looking for out of the blacksmith is probably some beacon shields to replace our leather shields, I would say, is probably fair. Let's take a look at it a little closer. We're not going to spend time to acquire any of the lantern gear. Beacon shield is great. Polishing lantern would go well with that lantern sword. Lantern glaive would be really nice to replace that axe we have. I haven't used the glaive before. Let's aim for that. So 3 scrap and 6 bone. So we have 1 scrap there. We do have 2 scrap in storage. 1, 2. And 6 bones. We have 3 out. 4, 5, 6. That's fine with me. Okay, so discard that. 1, 2, 3. And an endeavor. To now have the blacksmith. Just in case. And maybe we won't use it, but maybe we will. Okay, and then what piece of armor are they missing? It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Is it arms? It is. We'd have to remove one of these if we were to build like a set of leather arms. Plus we don't super care about yellow. Sounds terrible, but we don't. It's not an overly large deal. Lots of organ. A love juice. Let's go ahead and spend that. Since we have Clan of Death, absolutely. We'll just nominate those 2 people again. Ooh, 6, so 7, 8. Nice, that's what we wanted. So an 8. Is another successful birth for a male who needs a strong name. Balin. I like that. So that's going to be yellow and Zachary. We are going to continue, so it's actually an additional strength from that. And we're going to give them the axe proficiency, because until we're told we're wrong, we're going to keep doing it. Not that I see, Bill. Are you thinking Gambler's Chest? Because you do get bonuses on stuff like that. And then... So we have to roll on age and insight. Let's do age first this time, deal? Holy moly. Another 18 on age. That's a permanent accuracy. Now we're going to go over to insight. And actually, you know what? I'm probably gonna call an audible here. I'll explain it right here in just a second. A 2, that's not a permanent attribute, but on settlement phase, so a 2. If you innovate this phase, draw an additional card, which we already did. We innovated Clan of Death. So it's kind of a waste there. That's okay. We could purify them. We have to purify them. Can we only purify once per year? No. You can just only endeavor here once per lifetime. We're going to purify them too, I think. Right? They're way strong. Got to give them the chance by purifying them. Because he might take over Axe now. So purified, so he gets the purified name. That means we're not going out with the shrine, but I think that'll be okay. I might end up paying for it, who knows. Purified, overprotective, and then we get to roll for that. Oh, wow, what am I doing? Sorry. I was in autopilot mode. We do not roll 2 dice for purified. We roll 1. And that's an 8. So we're going to give him a permanent luck. For sure. Sorry, I don't know why I rolled 2 dice there. That was my mistake. There's a very solid chance to actually... Could we say we're positive that Balin's going to be the one that takes over for Bo instead of Call? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. With that accuracy bonus. Yep. Definitely going to be Balin that takes over the Bo next year. For sure. All right. So now we're out of endeavors. Now we're set. I'll go ahead and record these resources. The black lichen and hissing cockroach. We'll take a look at cooking. I don't think we can do anything because we don't have the screaming antelope. Or maybe we do, but we just haven't hunted him for a while. But either way, I'll add these in. So we have 3 hide. 3 organ. For the first time ever, we actually drew organ. Vermin, we have the hissing cockroach. And then black lichen, strange. What do we get life strings for? Is that only on specific years? Or was that something permanent? Rock would know. Let me look and see if it's on. Gained by umbilical bank. Yeah, that's this. When a new survivor is born, you may add a life string strange resource. Whoops. So I don't know how many we're short there. I wonder if we could have done umbilical symbiosis instead of purifying him. No, it's a child of the sun that you really want. Okay. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. You need him to be a child of the sun, which we weren't even close on any of those. Pretty close on one of them, but that's fine. 15 hide is insane. Okay. I'll go back and watch some tapes to see how many life strings were owed, but we wouldn't have done that thing because he was not a child of the sun. And that's what you need. So, it's okay. I did throw those 2 in there, Bill. So, now we're on our hunt. Let's go ahead and depart. We're all set. Okay. Sorry for that long intro, guys. So, pan fry is our first event revealer. We're going to do herb gathering right off the bat. All survivors consume herbs and berries. All survivors gain a survival. Thank you. Herb gathering. Alright, we have been doing this 2 at a time. We need to land between 45 and 74. So let's... we know the drill. So... 10. 20. Let's roll 3 on this next one. 10, 20. Yep, we can, Bill. Okay, so 27. 35. 44. And we have 1 roll left, so we'll just roll 1 die. 44 plus 6 puts us at 650. So 50 lands us in the 45 through 70. We gain 2 fresh acanthus. If the settlement has cooking, which we do, gain a random vermin, and all survivors gain 3 survival. Let's go ahead and put all these away. So we'll gain those 2 acanthuses back. So we have to assign them. So we'll put 1 here and 1 here, because they got low armor points and no armor points. So these need to be put away as well. Let's get the vermins back out. So we'll shuffle these up. Do we have anybody that isn't insane? Yeah, Tarna or Yellow can grab the vermin. We'll let Yellow do it since she has the scythe. So they grab the sword beetle. We consume, archive this, and roll a d10. 1 through 3, you're dead. 4 through 5, nothing. 6 plus, gain a permanent strength. That's a good little bug. I don't clean this up very well, but that's okay. Okay, excellent. So that was a good herb gathering. So now, pan fry. Pan fry is going to reveal our first real event. They lost the flower addiction disorder because they hunted the flower knight last year. That's when they gained it. So was to go hunt that. So they got 6 armor at every location. They're maxed out at 11 survival. Little bit insane. They're 5 accuracy, 11 strength, 6 evasion, 3 luck, and a speed. Their mighty strikes on a perfect hit. They're gaining the strength they don't need. They're destined. They have a weak spot, which doesn't matter. They're shield specialized, and they're purified. But they're also hamstrung. You can no longer use any fighting arts or abilities, so they cannot use the shield specialization. They get it for everybody, but they can't use it once they hit mastery either. So they're about to age, pretty smart, not very courageous, decent proficiency. We need to get axe mastery, so. And then their grit. So Panfry is one of our very solid individuals. And they, oh, this is just the flavor. An enormous structure standing larger than any survivors have ever seen stands in the distance. Strange, beautiful music beckons the group to approach. When the group reaches the temple's gates, the entire building fades to dust. Strong wind picks up, turning into a blinding sandstorm. When it's safe to open their eyes, the survivors see the building is now far behind them. That which lives can never replace that which was glorious. Haunted, the survivors soldier on, not understanding what they have seen, nor whose disembodied voice they had heard. Roll a random hunt event. Flavor. That random hunt event is event 20. 20 is Drylands. As the survivors press forward, the air turns dry and the ground cracks. The survivors suffer heat exhaustion. Each survivor loses a survival. If they are wearing fur or heavy gear, they instead lose D5. If any survivor has a pickaxe, which we do, the survivors break open an interesting-looking vein in the ground, gain an iron strange resource. I hope that's as easily as we get the cabled vein. Right there. Okay, so who's got heavy gear? No heavy gear here. So blue loses 1 survival. Tarna's got no heavy gear. Loses 1 survival. Yellow. No heavy gear or fur gear. 1 survival. And Zachary, no heavy or fur gear. 1 survival. Good. Okay. Now our next random will be revealed by Tarna, who is the residence all-star. Tarna is 2 accuracy, 7 strength, 5 evasion, 3 luck, and 2 speed. She has monster claw style. Scythe is not heavy. Right? Nope. Not heavy. So, monster claw style, but she doesn't really ever attack with her fist and teeth. She has the fencing ability, which is just even better for when a monster attacks her. She's overprotective and vermin obsessed. She's a tinker, a child of the sun, purified. She's got a reflection, which means all halves counts as wholes. You may dodge at any time, as many times as you like each round. When you attack from a blind spot, add sharp to all wound attempts. She's prepared, she's a sword specialized, and she's also sword master. So a sword master gains an accuracy, strength, and speed when attacking with a sword. So she is crazy good. And she's very close to White Secret and See the Truth. We would like her to have both. She reveals a random hunt event. Hopefully one of which will get her an understanding or courage. 22. Very close to what we just had. Acid rain. The darkness above is suddenly alight with the storm of acid rain. It smells terrible, burns flesh, and forms hissing pools in the upturned mouths of the stone faces. All survivors suffer monster-level event damage to every hit location as they scramble to find shelter. If the settlement has sculpture, the survivors silently watch the storm erode the stone faces. Do we have sculpture? We do not. Okay, so everybody's got to lose 2 armor. That hurts a bit. And I think those get filled in. Yeah, that hurts. That does not feel good. Roll a d10. On a 6+, add Acid Storm next year. Nope, doesn't follow us home. We were far enough away from home. Okay, and then yellow is our next revealer. Yellow is no additional accuracy, 3 strength, 1 evasion, 2 movement. They're a defender. They're a berserker. They're overprotective. They're not much of anything. They're kind of a placeholder. So they reveal settlement runes. You happen upon a scorched settlement. The event revealer, which is yellow, gains a courage and investigates. And they do not get any investigate table bonus. An 8, 7+, you find someone underneath a destroyed structure. Gain a courage and a population. It can indeed, Bill, which is what we will definitely be doing, but not probably till after the hunt. Okay. And then last but not least is Zachary, who has the longest rap sheet of all time. He's 16 going on 50. He has 3 armor at every location, 3 accuracy, 3 strength, 3 evasion, and 2 luck. He's unbreakable. He has the fencing, fighting art. He's tough. He is immortal for 1 insanity. He's quixotic, so he was insane when he departed, so he gets a survival, which he was already at 11, but he also gets a strength token. He's an explorer, so he gets a bonus on investigate tables. He's prepared, so he's not going to be a straggler. He's purified, specialized with the axe. He's a master of the axe as well. He's a sweet battle, so he can surge once per round, and he is ageless. He does suffer from a gaping chest wound from his youth that he's been dealing with for about 50 years. And he reveals lava flow. The ground crumbles. You can use Acanthus anytime, so it's best to use it when you see it. When you see if you're going to get a severe. It's basically a get out of severe 2 in theory. Yep. So lava flow. The ground crumbles, revealing an underground river of lava. There's no way forward but through. Hopping from one stone in the flow to the next. Each survivor rolls a d10 and adds their courage. So we'll just start at the top. Pan Fry is going to roll a d10 and add their 2 courage. So it puts them at 5. Begin the showdown with a lava pool terrain tile in play. Let's get the rest of those out. We're gonna need them. Okay. Let's get back over here. So next is Tarna, who has 8 courage. So Tarna... Oh, this is what we keep track of on paper, because nothing is permanent until we get into the fight. Let me just keep track of this. Because the app does not differentiate between +1 strength tokens and +1 strength from armor stats, and those are different, especially since we'll be using our ability to drop strength tokens for devastating and stuff. So Pan Fry is up top. Let's do them in order here. Pan Fry, Tarna, Yellow, Zachary. So Tarna is getting a +1 strength and a -1 evasion, which hopefully they'll ditch with Song of the Brave. Okay, so I got that down. Now we'll move down to Yellow, who's going to roll a d10 and add their 5 strength. What's up, Titan? Good to see you, man. So that's just an extra lava pool terrain tile. And last is Zachary, who has 9 courage. Let's get him a strength token, shall we? We shan't. 12 is just an extra lava pool. Okay. Alright, and then we're back to Pan Fry for this last random event before Overwhelming Darkness. Hopefully this gets us a courage or an understanding somewhere. For everybody. 32. Family is doing great. Thank you, my friend. Sudden Madness does not sound great. The event revealer is devastated by a piercing cacophony in their head. Roll a d10. If the result is less than or equal to their current insanity, they go mad. Okay, Zachary's only got... Oh, no, it's up top. Panfry's got 5. So we need a 6. We got a 50-50 shot here. 6 through 10. That was weird. It like hit a barrier and bounced back. So roll a d10. If the result is less than or equal to their current insanity, which they did, they go mad, lashing out at their compatriots. Each other survivor suffers 1 event damage to a random hit location before the event revealer regains control of themselves. If the event revealer has the crazed fighting art, which would be wild if they did, They gain insight, gain 10 insanity, and 2 understanding. So everybody around them takes 1 damage, which is stupid. 1 damage to their waist. So starting with Tarna. We're just beating the brakes off each other. We really got softened up by this hunt. It's unfortunate. Alright, so we're in overwhelming darkness, and it's not actually Tarna that reveals it, it's everybody. So go to overwhelming darkness. We all get to walk the path of the brave, and we'll just roll like we usually roll. Top down. Alright, so 6, 3, 9, 8. How does that change? So 6, -1 evasion token for Panfry. Everybody else will gain a survival from that. Then 3 for Tarna. -1 accuracy token, which is not good. They're going to have to pick between -1 accuracy or -1 strength to keep. Yellow, was it 6389? 6398. Those are both the same, right? Yep. So Yellow and Zachary each get an arms damage. Okay, Yellow can't take it because it's event. And Zachary takes 1 to the arms. We got cut up there, fellas. Okay. Now Tarna would reveal this event. Whoops. Which is going to start with mineral gathering. And we are after overwhelming darkness. So we would have the option to dive deeper if we so wish. And we shall see. So we're going to get these off the board. Roll this up. Mineral gathering. Oh boy. Matt Mercer, that'd be sweet. You'd be sweet to meet Matt Mercer. The legend. So a 10. Gain a scrap, basic resource. If this event occurs, overwhelming darkness. So we still gain the scrap. That's nice. So we gain a scrap. This is occurring after overwhelming darkness. You find a cave. Resolve all rolls on mineral gathering. Then any survivor may descend into the worm tunnels. So we're just going to send this. We're going to send yellow because they have the scythe. So they'll get +2 to this roll. Come on now. Ooh, a 4. You blunder in the darkness, lost and separated from other survivors. A voice whispers to you, leading you back. Lose 2 survival and gain 2 insanity. This is yellow, who is not deaf. Lose 2 survival, gain 2 insanity. If you are deaf, you do not heed the voice, disappear into the dark, you're dead. Which is not the case. Oh well. It was worth a shot. But they also... Oh, that's Tarna. Sorry. Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. Because Panfry's the one we sent down. But Tarna reveals this one. Cultivate... Oh, shoot. Well, here's where we get to decide, guys. You uncover a cultivated crypt. You uncover a crypt littered with the preserved corpses of dragons. You may defile the crypt and draw up to 3 random Dragon King resources. Otherwise, gain an understanding and roll a random hunt event. So we can get our 3 resources, or we can get Tarna White Secret. Those are our options. Probably have to do the resources, right? Right? Scares me. You want White Secret, Titan? You want to do White Secret and then try to focus on a crit farm situation rather than taking the resources for the cabled vein? We've got to get that cabled vein. We're already kind of weak from the hunt. We should probably just... Okay, we're gonna kind of cop out on this. So we'll do White Secret. We'll gain the understanding. I'd like that to go away. Okay. A dream buried deep in memory suddenly surfaces. You feel her hot breath bathing your ear, hissing whispers. She had come to you bearing the secrets of the world, and you had merely forgotten until now. Your brain swells, and you scream out in pain. Suffer the lunacy brain trauma. Oh, which is actually a brain trauma. And remember the story. So we'll do this first, and then we'll go suffer lunacy. We want ageless. 9. That's definitely not ageless. Ageless is on the other side. Wow, that's unfortunate. We definitely needed to not go this way. Because Extra Sense is not going to do this individual any good, because she can dodge as many times as she wants anyways. I might use Yellow's lifetime reroll on that. While there is no armor or accessory in your gear grid, gain 3 evasion. Yeah, I'm rerolling that just for a chance to get something better. I mean, Quixotic would be better, but Ageless would be way better. So I'm gonna use a lifetime reroll on that. Yellow's not super important anyways. And Tarna is by far our best person in the settlement. So if I can get her a better chance at something decent, I'm gonna take it. Now give me a 1 or a 2. Ah! Same thing? Wasted lifetime reroll. Okay. Oh well, no regrets. Alright, Tarna. You gain the Extra Sense Fighting Art and the following ability. Extra Sense, you may dodge 1 additional time per round in addition to your infinity amount. And then Leyline Walker, which is not ever going to do her any good. Unless we are willing to remove all of her armor. If there is no armor or accessory in your gear grid, gain 3 evasion. So she's got 5 evasion, but I think the monster grease is an accessory. It isn't, so we could actually keep the monster grease. And the shield. So she would get her 3, she'd have 5 evasion, so she'd go up to 8 evasion if we did that. And could dodge infinitely, so maybe we'll just have her go in armorless, like a freaking samurai. We'll see. That's not the worst. Could be worse. Now she's got to go suffer lunacy. So lunacy is a random disorder and D5 insanity. So the random disorder is arithmophobia. When you gain this disorder, oh no. When you gain this disorder, roll a D5. Your movement is that number. So we're going to do the insanity roll first. which is 2. And now we're going to roll for arithmophobia. It better be a 10 of all the times in my life to get a 10. 5, so that's 3. Oh my gosh. It's not... Wow. Your movement is that number. So, arithmophobia... That's so bad. That's so bad. Wow. Okay. Now we'll start this. After we kind of just got farted on. 3 movement? Are we being serious? Crap. So he's basically going to have to target Tarna because she won't be able to get to him if he's not right in front of her. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 6 away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Jiminy Christmas. Those were brutal. Alright, let's clean this up a little bit. So he'll start with 3 lava pool terrain tiles in play. And then gets a +1 damage and +1 speed for being a level 2. Gonna need lots of the toughness tokens. Okay. Yep, +1 speed, +1 damage. Alright. We're all pretty low on armor. What are you gonna do? We'll apply rival bonuses. Alright, Panfry needs the shield proficiency point. Tarna does not need Qatar. Yellow needs Scythe. Zachary does not need Qatar. So shield being our most important proficiency point, and then from then on it is attempting crits pretty much only. So Dragon King's up. Crisis Crater. The Dragon King drops its massive foot. The ground shifts violently. None of us are in that range. All survivors in the smash zone gain a -1 accuracy token, suffer bash, and +1 damage to monster level hit locations. And then basic extract. So, or basic action, sorry. So Panfry gets no bonuses. Tarna gets a +1 strength token. And then she's going to have to hold on to a... What's her accuracy like? It's pretty good. She's going to have to take a -1 accuracy token. Because the Song of the Brave didn't clear it for everybody. Anything interesting happen? Yeah, I mean... yeah. Tarna, our All-Stars movement got reduced to 3 because she picked up the arithmophobia disorder. So that was a huge, huge bummer. Now basic action. Random threat in range. So we need our random cards. 1, 2, 3. He's going after survivor number 4, Zachary. Okay, so it is 2, 2, and 2. Zachary has 3 evasion, so 3 speed. Let's roll some low numbers here. The 6 hits, the 10 hits, the 4 misses. So 2 successful hits. Worth body and leg 3 damage each. So we're going to dodge the waist. We'll take the 3 to the legs. Oh, we can't. So we'll take This is where it's kind of weird. So would we take the legs? 1, 2, 3? Since he's out of insanity, or does he receive the full... I don't know how that works. When you're insane, convert all damage dealt to your hit locations to brain damage. You're so busy reveling in your own glory, you can't spend. So, would all 3 go there then? Because he was insane? No, I don't think it would. So once he's not insane, he would take that last bit of damage to the legs. And then now he could dodge the waist, right? And then he's going to perform a radiate. So he's going to gain a -1 toughness token. All 3 go there? Okay. That's fine too. That's fine too. Now irradiate. I think all of us are in range of that. 1, 2, 3. No, just 1, 2, 3. Dang it. Yellow and Zachary each take 1 damage to 2 locations. So body and arms. So this is going to be a severe, so Tarna's got to eat this. Tarna eats that acanthus to restore her armor points and take 1 to the arms. And then we go to Zachary, who takes 1 to the arms and 1 to the waist. Really can't afford to fool around with this guy too much. He's going to need to be put down pretty quickly. As critically wounding as we can. Shuffle these up. So let's get... We need some shield. Panfry really needs shield. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They won't be able to get there with the shield. They do have the bow, which they're also very good with. So we could hold off on the... Yeah, he doesn't have any arms armor, Bill. We got plenty of survival. So I guess we could run up and dash to get here. So we could get there to spend a survival to dash. And then they don't have any strength tokens. But we'll spend 2 survival. 1 for them to gain a strength token and 1 for them to spend that strength token. So that this attack has devastating with the shield. I don't know if it's really worth it with the shield only being... We're going to go back. We're going to undo that. We're not going to do that here. We're going to save the devastating attacks for the bow when they're rolling more dice. That's a heavy price to pay for 2 speed. Looking for 2s or better. That 1 misses, so that was a good one to not do. So, oh, didn't matter anyways. It's impervious. Okay. This is going very poorly. So irradiate, and he's going to gain a -1 toughness token. Now all 3 of those people in there take 2 damage to each of these locations. Head and body, so everybody but Tarna takes 3 to the head, or 2 to the head, 2 to the body. Okay, wow, that ain't great. Let's get yellow in there, I guess. Yellow's coming in with the nuclear scythe. 2 speed, looking at 5s or better from the blind spot. 2 misses, double miss. Double miss. This is kind of what's known as panic mode. Yellow's going to dash 1, 2, 3, 4 to stay out of that irradiate zone. Zachary's going to just attack from right where he is, I guess. Zachary's the free surge. So Zachary's going to attack with the counterweighted axe, 2 speed, 3+ accuracy. Oh my gosh. 2 misses. This is going incredibly poorly. Zachary is going to spend 2 survival so this next free surge gains devastating. It's a free surge. Looking for 3s or better. Oh my gosh! Another double 2. What is happening? What is actually happening? They're going to move. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't understand. Actually, they get one of those back because they had a strength token from Quixotic. Okay. And we don't really have a choice here. Tarna's got to go in. Even though she's basically out of armor, she's got to go in. We got to put hurting on this guy. So 1, 2, 3, dash, 1, 2. She had to spend a survival to dash. So she'll roll to see if she gets that back. She does. Now she's gonna... Does she have a strength token? What's she getting that strength from? Yeah, Tarna's got a strength token. So she's going to spend a strength token and the survival to give this next attack devastating. And this next attack is 5 speed, looking for 3+. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4. 4 out of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is a lot of irradiate. A lot. Okay, the Dragon King has quite a bit of strength, but so does she. She's got 3 luck. Yep, but she only had 1 strength token. The other one's from her sword mastery skill. So it's only 1 actual token, Bill. So we'll just roll here since she's sword. Then we'll decide which one it goes to. A 2, so it's going to wound, but it's not going to do anything other than that. Because what's his strength? Oh, his toughness is 15. And we have 11, so that's 13. And he's got 2 minus 1 strength, so that's the minimum to wound him. Oh my gosh. So that's really bad. We're going to have to probably take an irradiate. Because we're devastating, so we have to optimize on this attack. And we need to kind of crit both of these. But is that even really a viable option for us with 3 luck? This is really bad. Maybe we have to put these... So this one will end the attack. So I guess maybe we want to avoid the meltdowns and just allow this one to resolve. No, it's 3 luck including deadly because we took the luck token out. So we wound him. The damage, he gains a -1 toughness token. 2 damage. And then we're on to Serpent Wings, which I guess hopefully we crit. Or hopefully we don't crit, and hopefully he runs away, but we get 2 damage out of it. Okay, that's good. We needed a 7+ to crit. Yeah, we needed a 7+ to crit, so that's good for 2 damage. With a Blast of Steam, place 2 lava pool terrain tiles on spaces the Dragon King occupies and full move him away from the attacker. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think he's got 10 movement, right? Yeah, he does. And then 2 lava pool terrain tiles in spaces he occupied. So we'll go here, probably here. So that gets rid of that and these 2. Yuck. Still, I mean, no resources, no nothing. It's not looking great. Oh, we get to roll one to see if she gets that survival point back for... She does not. 6 isn't a crit. It is with the luck charm, but we only have 3 luck, so it's 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Wowza. This is bad. We have to let him go now. It was a really bad first turn, as far as we're considered. So Lordly Roar, threat with the most hunt XP, so that's Zachary. The monster's roar propels a searing wind across your face. Move and intimidate target. Where is Zachary? He's over here. Move and intimidate target. So he's moving 10. Okay, so he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's as close as he can get. The sound quakes your bowels, suffer monster level +3 brain damage, so 5 brain damage. So he's got to do a severe brain injury. Okay. So I think it's 12 because we get to add +2. You're knocked down, add your current survival to insanity, and reduce your survival to 0. Wow, that almost killed us. So he gets 9 insanity, 0 survival. Thank goodness he doesn't have 3 disorders. Gain a random disorder. If you already have 3, you die. Pray. You may not spend survival unless you're insane. Yeah, welcome to the club. That's why he's immortal. Holy cow. Okay, that's not the end either, though. Roll a d10 and add your courage. If it's less than 12, it's not. You suffer flee. Otherwise, you stand your ground, gain 3 survival, archive this card. So he's still knocked down, though. But at least we get to archive this. Wounded himself a little bit there. Holy crap. Panfry's got a wound with that shield, but... Man, I feel like we should just pull the bow out and try to kill him. So that's the end of the monster's turn, so Zachary stands. He's back up. Holy crap, I don't really know what to do. We need to try to crit, but at the same time, getting bow shots in is going to be one of the more critically wounding things I can do. Tarna with the bow would be 6+ crit. Alright, let's try to get... Oh, the shield is with Panfry. Panfry's right here with 5 movement, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Panfry's in there like swimwear, trying with this round leather shield, and we don't really have a choice anymore. We're spending the 2 survival, gain a strength, lose a strength to give this attack devastating. So we need 3s or better. And that's been really hard for us to do this so far. Okay, there we go. First strike. There's a failure on this. I am very much not expecting to fail. Oh no, it's a super dense, not first strike. Okay, so we still get to pick. Okay, so definitely not doing... We're doing the thigh second. We'll do the vertebrae first. Vertebra first. Okay. Come on. So these are all devastating. Okay, that is literally the bare minimum we could have gotten with the shield and 12 strength. So it is not a failure. It is worth 2 damage. These dice have really got to turn, because this is not cool. Please crit this. They did not crit it, but they did not fail. So, 2 more. So much for our crit farm plan, fellas. We're in survival.
You know how long I've been waiting for this? Woo, I'm about to make a name for myself here.
I'm not sure what button I pushed, but I muted. So sorry, thank you for that. I don't know if we should spend the 1-in-1. Yeah, we're going to gain the strength, spend the strength. We need it. We need to put him down here. We need 3s or better. 6 and 5. Okay, 2 for 2. 1. Oh my gosh, 2. So... Okay, this would stop the reflex from happening. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And go after that here. Okay, thank goodness we are an axe master, so we can re-roll that. I'm not sure what to say, fellas. I'm really not sure what to say. I don't... Okay, so turn to face the attacker. Knockback 5. Without turning 2 spaces backwards. Putting lava pool terrain tiles in front of him. Yeah, I don't really know what to say, Bill. I think that this replaces this, because it's destructible. I don't know. Not sure what to do. Because now Panfry's back in the danger zone. Alright, Tarna. Tarna could finish this. One, two, three. Tarna's on the hip. She's gonna spend a 2 survival, gain a strength, spend a strength. Because that's from her sword. So 5 speed, we're looking for 3s or better. So we missed this one, so we got 4. I mean, if they all 4 land, we're in tall cotton. Okay, good work, good work. Oh, the death blow? We don't want that. No way, no thanks. So we're gonna do that one first. Actually, we're swordmasters, so we can roll and decide where it goes. A 4, so that's not a crit, but it will be a wound. So we're gonna go for this one. Discard that. Gain 2. Okay. Now we need to put them in order. This reflex. We can avoid that. There's not even a lot of resources to acquire in here, guys. In these cards. Really don't know what to do. Did I get rid of those 2? I did. Okay. We'll go after the King's Mouth next. There's a reflex on it that's going to make her spend 2 survival. A crit. That's the one we could get, so monster gains a -1 damage token. Thank goodness that goes away. Gain the King's Tongue, Dragon King resource, so 2 of these away. Archive this card. King's Tongue. I'm absolutely horrified to see that both the Cabled Veins would have been drawn if I wouldn't have just peeked at those cards. I gotta triple shuffle them. Oh, yep. They both would have been drawn there, fellas. Let's just remember that forever. That if we wouldn't have got the King's Tongue there, we would have actually gotten them. Okay, going after this one next. Three, so it's not a failure. It's worth 2. Last but not least is our Serpent's Wings attack. Gain us a resource. Okay. Okay, well, we have to... We killed him, but now we gotta go get the Cabled Veins. They did get shield proficiency, thankfully. So we have to look at these again, and I'm sure we're going to see another Cabled Vein and then have to reshuffle again. So got to get a Veined Wing. And then triple shuffle. Okay. Well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it turns out. He's defeated. Nobody died. We get 4 basic, 6 dragon, and the pituitary gland. We'll do the basic first. 4 basic. 1, 2, 3, 4. 6 chances at it here, fellas. 6 chances. Oh my gosh. We got it on the first pull. 1, 2, 3. Got them both. 4, 5, 6. We have a scavenger kit, so 7. Oh, nice. Got us a piece of dragon iron on number 7. Isn't that how it figures? So we would complete the showdown. What do you know? Zachary's going to retire again for the 14th time. Let's go home. Pan Fry's going age 2, so let's roll for that. So 6 on age 2. I think that's just a fighting art. 3 through 6 is a random fighting art for Pan Fry, which she can't use, but double dash. Zachary is still not retired, but whatever. We'll let him be. We have to do a warm virus, sun dipping, and a random settlement event. A random settlement event is rivalry. It's not done with us yet, friends. Rivalry.
How long I've been waiting for this. Woo, I'm about to make a name for myself here.
If there are less than 2 returning survivors, discard it, draw a new event. Select 2 random returning survivors. They begin to argue and their screams arouse the settlement. Alright, let's do it. The 2 randoms. 1, 2. 2 and 3, our middle 2, which are Tarna and Yellow. We have to protect Tarna at all costs. We roll on this. A 4. Randomly choose one of the 2 rivals to suffer the gaping chest wound injury. Add it next year to the timeline. Gaping chest wound wouldn't really hurt Tarna much. She's got 6 permanent strength, so we'll do evens for Tarna, odds for Yellow, and just hope that it's odd. Yep, odd. So Yellow gets a gaping chest wound. Okay. And then we have to add it next year to the timeline unless we duel. Quick question for you guys that are in here. My aunt and uncle just got to the door. My wife and I just bought a new trailer. They want to look at it. So could we take like just a 10-minute pause here real quick? Would that be okay with you guys? Rather than end stream early, I'd like to finish this settlement year out. So if it's okay with you guys, I'll just take like a 10-minute break. And be back. Okay, psych. They're not here yet. So we'll just keep moving on. So, yes, there's things we need to attend to over here. So we'll add rivalry. Let's do a warm virus right now before we do sun dipping. So, nominate a survivor that can consume to be the host. So we're going to nominate... It's Balin. Balin is the host. So we're going to shove these petals down their throat. Let's go ahead and roll. A 9er. 6 through 10. If the settlement has innovated sculpture, which we still haven't. The host vividly describes the warmth to the settlement. Departing survivors each gain a courage and a strength token. Wow. Oh, can't do that. So I'll put it here on paper. Courage. +1 strength for departing. That will get Tarna all the way through. That'll be nice. And then we welcome the guest. So the host, which is Balin, Loses all fighting arts. He didn't have any. Loses all disorders, abilities, and impairments. Then they gain the host's fighting arts, which were Berserker, Sun Eater, and Fated Blow. Berserker, Sun Eater, Fated Blow. Okay. All their disorders. They had hemophobia, overprotective, and quixotic. Hemophobia, overprotective, quixotic's a good one. Okay. And positive attributes. Hello, that's what we're looking for. So we get 2 accuracy, 5, so 2, 5, 1, and 1. 2, 5, 1, and 1. Weapon proficiency levels, including type, which was bow, mastery. They do not gain the guest's abilities or impairments. The host may choose to keep their name or take up the guest's. They're going to keep their name. Balin. But we have to purify him now, again. And purify, I would only purify him to protect him. Is that going to be important? Like, I don't want crazy spoilers, but is it similar to Dragon King? Like, if he doesn't have a constellation, he's going to die? Because I wouldn't want to put all that work into him to get him the way he is and then just have him die. That would kind of suck. We'll think about it. We'll think about it here. We need to get rivalry off the timeline. We'll need it at Lantern Year time. You will need at Lantern Year 19, no matter what. We're in Lantern Year 19 right now. Does that mean he just died? So we have to do sun dipping. Oh, shit. We remember this one. Beams of light spear the ground, driving away inspired. The settlement creates a right and gains the partnership innovation. Nominate up to 3 pairs of eligible survivors. So let's purify... Oh, I don't think we can purify him till after this is over. We have to do story events first. That's the order, right? I'm pretty sure. The technical order of things. Because we gained our endeavors, we're updating timelines, which means we're triggering story events. So we have to do it first. So if he dies, there's nothing we could have done. So we can nominate up to 3 pairs of eligible survivors to partake in the solar ritual. Between rolls, the remaining survivors may get scared and choose to end the event. This would not cancel the effects of any result rolled. So we need to find pairs. A survivor is eligible if all the following conditions apply to them. They're purified, they have not participated in a solar ritual before, and they do not have the partner ability. So I don't remember if this is actually good. So we do have a child of the sun. So if we went with, who is it? I think it's Tarna. Tarna is a child of the sun. So if they rolled 3 through 10, it would be the same thing. They would gain a fighting art of our choice, which would be nice. They would get the partner ability, which is whatever. That wouldn't affect us too much. And then the Sun Eater secret fighting art. So, I mean, I feel like we have to at least do it with Tarna, right? So we could do Tarna and Panfry. They could just technically be paired off because they're both purified. And neither of them have partner. Now, Zachary can't do it. No, he can. Who can't? I think there's somebody that can't do it because they had... Oh, did we kill him? That might have been who we just killed. Oh, it was Amaras. Amaras had partner, so he had done it with Sunny. That's right. They were the two males we paired off. So we want it to be a male-female because they can only nominate each other for intimacy. We figured that out the hard way. So we could do Panfry and Tarna. We could do Yellow and Zachary, although neither of them are children of the sun, so we'd have to roll decently well for them. We would be able to do lifetime rerolls there if needed. Okay, we'll think about this for a few minutes. They are here now, so I'm going to go upstairs. Now is going to be the 10-minute break. We could do a little bit of side research and think about it. I'll be back in about 10-ish minutes. Massive apologies, friends. I'm back. Okay. So let's go back to our pairs. So we were thinking Panfry and Tarna, Yellow and Zachary. We could potentially get a third group out there with Olivia and oh, maybe it's only females at that point. And Loris. So we've got the ability to do 3 full sets. However, bad rolling will hurt us. But we got all the bad rolls out. Okay, we're definitely going to do Panfry and Tarna because they've got the Child of the Sun in there. Right? I feel like that's right. Okay, let's do it. So we just need the 1 die. All right. So we're not going to take that die. We're going to take this die right here. All right, so for the first pair. A 9. Didn't even need that bonus. So 7, 8, 9, 10. If one of the survivors is a Child of the Sun, which one is, the column of light supercharges, then the Child of the Sun gains a fighting art of your choice. So we're going to get rid of extra sense. That doesn't help us much. And they're going to gain probably Fated Blow. Ooh, no, they need Thrill Seeker. Yes, Thrill Seeker for sure. Thrill Seeker. Whenever you gain survival in the showdown phase, gain an additional one. That's what we needed. And then we'll probably give up Monster Claw style. Because the pair enters the light and a warm presence envelops them. They emerge into a cheering settlement with a promise rooted in their hearts. The pair each gains the partner ability. And they're going to nominate each other as partners. So, partner. And their partner is Panfry. Then Panfry gains it. And marks Tarna. So partner, when you both arrive, gain survival up to the survival limit. Partners may only nominate each other for intimacy. When a partner dies, the remaining partner gains a random disorder and loses this ability. And they each gain the Sun Eater secret fighting art. So we're going to ditch Monster Claw and gain Sun Eater. Same with Panfry. Now, we need to continue on this road because we need more Sun Eaters because of intimacy. Right? Because we get +5 for each parent that's a Sun Eater, which gives us a better chance of the solar eclipse to trigger umbilical symbiosis. So that's what we want, is more Sun Eaters. So we might as well try like Yellow and Zachary. You know, we've got lifetime rerolls to spend in here. We need a 5 through 10 is what we're really looking for on these two. Yellow and Zachary, 5 through 10, please. Three. So neither of these is a child of the sun. So if we choose to keep this, the pair steps into the light, roaring. Their clamor instantly turns to screams, and one survivor randomly is pushed out, burned to a crisp. Barely alive, they gain the Hellfire Secret Fighting Art, 5 Insanity. The other survivor's dead. I forgot you only get Sun Eater in a 7, 8, 9, 10. That I did forget. That's on me. We should probably lifetime reroll that. Obviously a 1, 2 would be worse. But 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 would be better. So we're going to lifetime reroll that. We'll just spend somebody that's not really one of us. Because we've got them. We just gained one on the last set. It was Otar. He's fine to ditch. It wasn't him, though. There's somebody that's not going to have any permanent... There we go. Okay, so we'll spend that. We'll try this again. Obviously, it could be worse. But there's far more runway for it to be better. It's the same. We gave it a try. So one of these is going to be burned. And it doesn't really matter. I mean, thematically, right? We would like to hold on to Zachary. So we'll leave it up to fate here. So we're rolling for the survivor that dies. And we'll do evens are Zachary and odds are yellow. Evens are Zachary, odds are yellow. It's Zachary. The end of an era for the young man. He was fun to have around. We'll always remember him. It's kind of sad. Okay. Now remaining, we have Olivia. Do we have any males? We could do Urza, because she's kind of messed up anyway, so we don't really care about her. So we'll do Urza as 1. We don't really care about Call anymore, so it could be Call or Loris. No, Loris is way better. We'll do Call and Urza, just to see if we can get some more Sun Eaters out of it. Urza and Call. A 4, so that's the same result. So we're going to spend another lifetime reroll because we don't want one of them to get burned alive. Can I get something high for once on this, please? Thank you. Holy cow. Alright. So, the pair enters the light. They get the partner ability, so it's Call and Urza. So she's going to get partner. That partner is Call. What else do they get? And the Sun Eater Secret Fighting Art, duh. So we'll get rid of Monster Claw. And gain Sun Eater. We're really just using them for for breeding purposes, really it. So it'd be Urza and Call. Call's gonna get partner. And the Sun Eater. Alright. So, perfect. That's going to conclude sun dipping for us. But if we want to be on a real note, we're going to want to trigger some intimacy, but we're going to need life strings first. So we need to go from the last time that we gained a life string to where we are now with births to see how many life strings we're owed. That's important. So I'm going to mute for a second and speed through some of these previous stream videos and see what we're looking at. Okay, so the way I kind of expedited that, so the year that Tarna was born, which was the year we used all of our goodies, we had 25 population with 6 dead. So now we have 26 population with 9 dead. So that's a difference of 4. But 1 we just picked up from Dragon, so we're only owed 1 more life string is all. Which gives us 3 total life strings, which is not many. We don't have to do that intimacy thing this year, but I think it would be more beneficial for us too, because then we could get them purified before whatever this final gift is. So first off, we have to re-purify Balin. Cannot lose him. So let's spend 2 endeavors to purify Balin. So he's going to get overprotective, which he already has. But he's going to get purified. And then he's going to hopefully get a permanent attribute of his choice to get him an extra luck. A 5. So it's got to be a strength or an accuracy. We're going to give him strength. He's already got 4 accuracy. That's plenty. Okay. So now Balin's purified. He can't hunt. Okay. Now now that that stuff's over, let's get this last piece of armor that we've been waiting for forever. Because it's pretty important to have as well. Okay. So for that we need, it's for the arms, the gloves, we need a cabled vein, a husk, a leather, and an iron. Cabled vein, iron. I know we have a leather. And I know we've at least held on to one husk. There it is. There it is, my friends. The final piece of dragon armor. Which it feels like we've been waiting for far too long. So we'll need to get rid of just one of these here. Rearrange the grid a little bit. We'll put this here. Probably the scythe up there now. Pickaxe. That will connect everything on the mantle. Yeah, so let's add into our gear dragon. Finally got that glove. Which will change gear grid for green. So we'll take the sickle out. Scythes up, belt, power core moves over here. Pickaxe stays, and the gloves show up right here. Which then gives the full dragon set. So adds an additional armor to every location. We can now leap, so we can spend our movement and activation. You leap into the air. Place your survivor on an unoccupied space exactly 5 spaces away in a straight line. Then activate a melee weapon and attack with +2 accuracy and +5 strength. Which should be good for the scythe. The accuracy will be especially beneficial. Forgot we got the tick and a fresh acanthus as well. That's pretty good. Now we kind of need to analyze, because I would love to have another survivor who is like reflective. I feel like that would be massively beneficial. So if we were to do intimacy, to produce a child of the sun in this mode right here, umbilical symbiosis, if the newborn survivor has been purified, if the newborn survivor is a child of the sun. So just there alone, if we birthed him, purified him, and he came out as a child of the sun, that's 4 dice for 3 endeavors. 4 dice for 3 endeavors. And then we can use life strings here. Now this is what we're going to be a little bit light on, because we do not have very many life strings. So that's kind of tough. Now, is 4 dice enough to get 25 plus? I don't know. I want to say yes. We could sacrifice all 3 of the umbilicals to get a 5th die in there. Which would actually be, we get 1 die already, so we're already rolling 5. Which puts us at a 50% average, because your average roll is going to be a 5 plus, so we've got like a 50-50 shot there. If we add another die, It just gets us another slightly better chance. But we could potentially do this twice. We could do it twice. We could birth somebody, purify them, and then send them through this. And then we could birth somebody, purify them, spend their life strings, and then purify them as well. And do the umbilical symbiosis. Then we could have potentially 3 survivors who could like infinitely dodge. Not infinitely, obviously, but more consistently. I really wish that Valen was born this year. He'd be killer. I'm going to try it, and then... I'm going to try it just because we're kind of out of time to do fun stuff. So, what we're going to do first... Ooh, do we not have a... Do we not have a love juice? No, but I think we have the ability to make one, right? Somewhere in here, I think we can just make a love juice with an organ. Maybe it's in here. I'm pretty sure we do. I think something gets it for us. Cooking, isn't it? It's not drums. Yeah, so we spend an organ to gain a love juice once per year. So we're going to do that. We're going to spend a love juice, so we'll just basically spend an organ is all. So I'll take one out of my storage. Oh, does it cost an endeavor to do that? It's okay if it does. I just need to check. It does. So we'll spend an endeavor and a love juice, which is just going to be an organ, basically. Organ that we turned into a love juice, and now we spend it as a love juice. To nominate these two, Urza, and if Urza's nominated, then you have to nominate Kal. It's got to be both of them because they're partners. So we're going to nominate them. So they're both purified, and they're both children of the sun. Or they both have Sun Eater. So they have them both. So they'll get... It doesn't matter. We don't even have to roll. Because we'll get +5 for each parent that has Sun Eater. So that's +10. And then they would each get +1 to the water birth for each roll result for each parent that's purified. And they're both purified. So it puts us at like a 12. So the caretakers present the child to the sun, and all goes dark as the solar eclipse. As a solar eclipse occurs. So solar eclipse, in the veil of darkness, the sun lowers and kisses the child. The frightened parents feel the warmth of their bodies pass into the newborn. It becomes a child of the sun. Indicate this on the record sheet and gains a permanent strength and speed. If either parent has the Sun Eater's secret fighting art, they forget it. So Kal forgets it. And Urza forgets it. But we birthed a child of the sun, who is... I guess we could do Hypnos. His parents are Urza and Kal. So Urzen, Collar, the parents. We might as well give them some fist and tooth help. Not that it really matters. Now he's getting all of these things plus a strength and a speed. I'm not going to add that right now because it might add it when I make him a child of the sun. We'll see. So we create him, Hypnos. So he's 132. If we make him a child of the sun. Yeah, 1, 4, 2, 1. So it adds it. Okay. Now he's born. He's a child of the sun. And we had to spend 1 endeavor on it, which we did. So let me get back to him here. Hypnos. So now if we go over here, I don't think this is a once a year thing. Oh, and we get a life strain for it. Okay, so Hypnos. So we can do this anytime, and it doesn't cost us an endeavor. But we would purify him first, just to add this D10 for the synchronization. Yeah, let's try it. I don't care. Let's try it. So we're gonna purify him. 1, 2. He's gonna be purified. He's going to be... Oops, it's a disorder. He's going to be overprotective. And then he's going to gain a permanent attribute of his choice here when I roll well. I rolled poorly, so it's going to be a permanent... accuracy. Now he is 3 years old, so I also, well, he's 2, so I need to age him. First off. 5 on the age table is a permanent strength. And I have to go over here for insight. Oops. Insight for the guy. He's a tinker. We love tinkers. Let's see if we can't get an endeavor back here. A 4. That might get us an endeavor. We didn't even innovate this year. Now we can. So we gained an additional endeavor this settlement phase. So now we can maybe innovate after this is done. I didn't even think about that. Is there anything that could have benefited newborns in here before we started all this craziness? I don't think so. Bloodletting doesn't help. Face painting doesn't help. No. 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 None of these really help, so I'd have rather had the endeavors for this process. Okay, now we would do umbilical symbiosis. Oh, it's an oh, it is an endeavor to do it. It's an endeavor to perform umbilical symbiosis. So we better not do it yet. If we get lucky enough to get a second endeavor, because we're going to do it again. We're going to do what we just did again to get 2 newborn survivors. But if we can roll for an extra endeavor, then we can do umbilical symbiosis twice. If not, we'll pick the better of the 2 and put one of them through it. So here will come survivors. So the next one to do it is Panfry and Tarna. So they'll each lose Sun Eater. to birth a child. Theoden, that's awesome. Panfry. And Tarna. Now Tarna could give... I think we're going to go shield though, because I think shield will be better. Now this individual will also be a child of the sun. So we create Theoden, just so that you guys know I'm not forgetting. I know I had to spend one to trigger the intimacy. So Theoden gains the child of the sun, which beefs him up. He gets his age first. $11, so that's just a random fighting art. Phantom Friend. The first time you gain a resource, you may feed it to your Phantom Friend to gain an evasion token. That's one of the worst fighting arts you would ever be able to get. Thanks. Okay. Now we roll for Insight. Hopefully get another 4. A 9. So that 9 gives him a permanent accuracy. And then now we're going to purify him. And actually we get to add another life string. Oops. Okay, so he's purified. He's overprotective. But hopefully we'll get to give him a luck here or something with an 8, 9, 10. 8. So we're going to give him a permanent luck as well. For old Mr. Theoden. Theoden King. Okay. That would wrap him up. Which now we would want to spend one endeavor, our last endeavor, to do umbilical symbiosis. We've had a little bit of a run-in with it. So we would get 4 dice over here. He's purified. He's a child of the sun. So that's 4. 5 just to roll in general. And then we could give one of our life strings to add another D10. And then 2 more here. So it'd give him a strength and accuracy, and then whatever other bonus he gets from hopefully becoming a warrior of the sun. That's the best chance we have. So we're gonna nominate Theoden too. We want it to be him, even though he's got Phantom Friend, which sucks. The 2, 4, 2, 1, 1 is better than our other individual, and I like the shield proficiency more because there are more people with shields. So we'll spend all 5 of our goodies, all 5 of our life strings, to give him a permanent strength and permanent accuracy. And then we roll 3, 4, 5, 6 D10 to get 25. We need just a couple of 10s to make it easy. Yeah, we're way over. Way over. So we got 9, 12. 21, 31, 37, 43. And we only needed 25, so we doubled it. Maybe we should have saved the endeavors and not purified the other one yet. We could have still put him through it. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do a little go back just because I'm unfamiliar with this process. But for Theoden, he's born a Warrior of the Sun event. I really think reflection is the only way to go. It's so much better than refraction. Like, I get why refraction is good. You can attack, you know, get your devastatings for free, but also with where we're headed, I think survival is going to be so much more important, which is reflection. So gain the following ability, reflection. You may dodge at any time and as many times as you like each round. When you attack from a blind spot, add D10. Yeah, we know. I think that's great to create somebody that's just slippery like that. That's what we need. So what I was saying is we could unpurify. No, I think we have to. Just because we don't know what's going to happen next year. And I want as many people purified as I can. So we'll just leave it the way we got it. That's good enough. We did well. We'll take it. But we are completely out of endeavors. We didn't get to do umbilical symbiosis on our other person, which is what I was trying to do. Even though we don't get the bonuses on our rolls, I would have liked to have tried to roll it. Just to try to get him. But I don't think there's any way we can get an endeavor. Now that nobody's dead. Because if we killed somebody, then we'd get an extra endeavor from that, but there's really nothing to spend our resources on. We didn't get rid of a rivalry. That will probably come back to hurt us a little bit. It's not great, but we should be able to live. I mean, they're returning survivors, so we don't even have to take these guys out if we didn't want to. We could just take out a bunch of nobodies and let them hurt each other. I don't think it matters too much. We'll deal with it next year. Not overly debilitating there. So we'll just keep this close because we're gonna need it again. We got the full set of dragon, which we wanted. So Panfry is obviously still gonna be going out. They're 2 away from mastery on shields, which will be really nice. Tarna's gonna keep going, even though she's not really pursuing anything. She's still good to take out. So we'll take those 2, and then Balin will replace our bow as soon as he's able next year. And then Hypnos will replace Zachary eventually. Probably. Because I think we birthed somebody that was axe proficient. Wait. Shouldn't our child of Zachary... Oh, Zachary didn't have a baby. Zachary burned to death. That's right. So there should still be an axe proficient. Yeah, it's Loris. Who's purified. Loris is good to take out with that axe. Oh, the lantern glaive was something we were looking at too. What do we need for that? 2 leather, 4 bone, 2 iron. We just have 1 iron. I think we're short on turning anything else into scrap. I know we can't this year, but let's see what the lantern glaive's like. See if it's really worth pursuing. It's probably better than the counterweighted axe, I would assume. So lantern glaive is 2, 6, and 4. It's a spear and an axe. Reach of 2. It's sharp, but it does have early iron. They all have early iron, which is not great. 2, 6, and 4 versus 2, 6, and 4. But it's got a reach of 2, and it's not early iron, but it's not sharp. So we'll have to keep that in mind as to what we want to do there. But tentatively, we'll take Loris in, and then we'll let Yellow keep going out for this last hunt. I don't really even know who we want to fight. We probably don't want to kill any of our purified people, but we will have to deal with rivalry again. And we have so many resources and really nothing to spend them on. Now that Tarna has Thrill Seeker, it's kind of a tough situation because Thrill Seeker is great for her rawhide armor situation, but she also gained this leyline walker. So if there's no armor or accessory gear in her grid, she gains an extra 3 evasion. So if we took this armor out, we could get her luck, we could get her strength, bandages, we could fill her up with stuff. It would look, and then she'd get 3 more evasion, which would put her at, so she has 2 permanent evasion, she gets 2 more, which puts her at 4. And then she would gain 3, which would put her at 7. So she's got 7 evasion. We could give her... This isn't an accessory. So we could give her the badge, which would get her 8 evasion. So she'd really only ever be getting hit on crits. And she can dodge as many of them as she wants. What is an accessory? Is that a keyword on an item? Well, there's no armor or accessory gear in your gear grid. What is an accessory? Is that like dung beetle stuff? Does it say? Accessory? Oh, that's an accessory. Yeah, so those aren't even accessories. So she could get some crazy. So if it looked like this, it would kind of reject Thrill Seeker, which she needs. I mean, I don't know. Look at this. She could take that too. And that. Like, that is a funky gear grid. But she's getting luck. She's getting... Oh, she'd need something else for strength. She doesn't need the extra strength, though. She's got 6 strength plus her weapon. I don't know. There's a lot to think about on their gear grid. I don't really know what to think about it. Because then she would have 7 evasion, possibly 8. Which would mean that even like monsters who are hitting on 2+, only hit on crits. but we're headed towards Nemesis, and their attacks generally don't have amazing accuracy anyways, so it might be overkill for her to get 3 more evasion. It might be overkill because it doesn't matter. I mean, if they're hitting on 2+ with 8 evasion, it's a 10, but if they're hitting on 6+ with 8 evasion, it's still a 10 hit. So that's probably smart to leave it that way. And then I'll just leave these resources out. If you guys have any awesome, bright ideas after watching this on what to spend them on, please let me know, and we'll get them spent. We will forever miss Zachary and the sacrifice he gave to our settlement, but eventually he got to die. Kingdom death, not kingdom life. I'm not sure who we want to hunt, but we have this year, next year, and then we're into our Nemesis stuff. Yikes. Okay, thanks everybody. I know that break kind of broke it up and everybody left stream, but thanks for letting me take it. And thanks for being a